Hello, ladies and bloody gentlemen, chuffing sunshines and bloody sweethearts. Welcome to another instalment. Chuffing big old bloody Quickshot. I'll stick an eye in for the chuffing today. Right, filming this on the chuffing Sunday. Don't know when it's going to come out. Might come out today, might come out chuffing next week. But we managed to sneak one on. Charlie's gone to a little chuffing birthday bash. He's gone bloody swimming and all this lot. So I got out to myself. So I thought, chuffing, why not? Got no chuffing back to do with this. I tell you what, last couple of days, very, very busy. Working with the chuffing deaf at work anyway. All these bloody committed bloody shifts we've got to be doing, you know what I mean? But basically got a bit of time off. We were spending the last couple of days decorating our Charlie's bedroom. I wrote down here, we're turning it into an ocean scene of chuffing hypnotic bloody splendour, you know what I mean? So it's all that kind of blue. Like sky blue, or a Caribbean ocean blue, even ceiling. So do you know when you're usually prattling about doing all that chuffing cutting in and making a right mockery of it? You could just bloody slap it from wall to flaming wall. Went on a bloody treat. Only thing is, and because we're doing a lot of glossing as well, and it's not just the painting in it. You've got to move stuff out, you've got to tidy stuff up, you've got to move stuff around. So half the time you're painting, other half you're chuffing prattling about with this, that, and chuffing everything in between, aren't you? So in the end, me and Charlotte both said it, we start to get a bit bloody slap happy with paint. Because your patience is starting to chuffing wane. You want to get it done. You know you're close. You've been so patient and like this. Yeah, and you like that. And I just said to Charlotte, it just made us both laugh, talking about bloody Michelangelo at chuffing Sistine Chapel. I mean, it took him about 3 years, didn't it? I was just thinking, you know, when he was doing that particular one part of it, which is like the creation scene, where God creates Adam, the first chuffing man, and all this kind of bloody palaver. Can you imagine if he'd been doing like this? He'd been at it for about bloody 3 months, like somebody's finger. And all of a sudden, his patience, just in that moment, because he's only chuffing human, in that moment, he's patient when he went, bloody. All of it chuffing Adam's chuffing sweetmeats with flaming paint. Bloody hell, that'd have caused chaos. Pope wouldn't have been too happy with that chuffing palaver, would he? So yeah, we've been doing that. But now, we're going to get into, my mate Big Rob, who was on the show the other day, he's kindly given me the little last kind of remaining chuffing dregs out of this chuffing bottle. Like, I know he's had on his person for about chuffing. A bottle of whiskey usually lasts about 12 days with me. It lasted 12 months with Al. He's not as big a drinker as Big Al. And his kidney and bloody liver will thank him for it. I'll tell you that for bloody now. But he's kindly give us, ladies and gentlemen. Chuffing Knob Creek number chuffing now. Look at that nice, beautiful bit of booze left in. Thanks, Rob. Appreciate it, my old son. You didn't have to do that. But wrote some things down, as I always do. Obviously, colour is dark amber, which we can kind of see, and we'll address that a little bit more when we actually get it poured into the old shuffled tumbler, you know what I mean? But it's Knob Creek, and when I read that Knob Creek, I must admit, as I'm getting older, my knob's starting to chuffing creak. Not only has it got chuffing cobwebs on it, and it's got like bloody moss like inside of me wallet, but it's also starting to chuffing creak. When I put it away after I've had it, it's like one of those like kind of haunted doors. In one of those like kind of old B movies. As I put it back in my chuffing slacks, it sounds like one of those creaking doors. I don't know if it's an age thing. People over 50, people over 60, let me know your experiences with chuffing creaking knobs, because it would be appreciated. Right, it is a Kentucky straight bourbon. It's aged for 9 years, this one. So it's quite old. You know, it's got some chuffing pedigree to it. 50%. So bottled at flaming, you know, considerably 100% bloody proof. Small batch, rye. Now, this is potentially to interest of Big Rob as well. It's made by chuffing Jim Beam, and he likes his Jim Beam. So no wonder he's enjoyed the bottle, because there's not much left. So he's definitely been having a little bloody sip and enjoying it. So I didn't realise Jim Beam made this. It is a deep, pre-prohibition style heavy rye chuffing zinc. Robust oak taste, vanilla and layered caramel, sausage chuffing nuts, sweet caramel, oat spice, ripe fruit notes, salty butter on granary chuffing toast, candy floss, nut oil, and dark chocolate. Nut oil, that's going back to that bloody creaking chuffing knob, innit? You know what I mean? Yeah, a bit chuffing throaty, all this, you know. But yeah, Charlotte, my missus, like, she often reads stuff like this, and she says on paper, she says it sounds like something I'd really enjoy. So occasionally I'll pour her one, she'll have a sip, and she'll say, that's chuffing disgusting. You know, I'm still eating peanut butter here. I had some toast about an hour ago. Finding lumps of peanut butter in my chuffing mouth. But it looks good on paper, but when she tastes it, she don't like whiskey. Right, we're going to get it poured out. And we'll have a little chuffing, give it a bloody gargle on it, get it around the old bloody tonsils, and we'll see what we reckon. But first item on the agenda is get poured in. Get poured in, there we go. Might as well bloody finish it off, haven't we? Let's have a little chuffing sniff here. Left nostril, right nostril, chin. Left nipple, right nipple, chuffing belly bin. Way, let's bloody get involved. Let's see what we can bloody get off this bloody Knob Creek down, bloody Kentucky bloody straight chuffing high proof bloody whiskey. Yeah. I would never have thought it at the time. I would not have made the connection, but now the connection has been made. It's not placebo effect. It's just realigning my mind. Yeah, you can smell that Jim Beam character. Like I was saying with the Jim Beam, you can taste or you can smell what it's made of. It's a very pure, beautiful, simple yet effective chuffing recipe they've got going off there. They had a bad fire a few years back. And I was worried, you know what I mean? It must have cost them a tremendous amount of money, but they got over it. They're still producing good stuff. So, well done, Jim Beam. Archetypal Kentucky. It's not, to say how strong it is, I'm using one of these glasses, which is not quite as good for chuffing sniffing, because obviously it's not got that funneled top where the essence is being compressed up your chuffing Cosa Nostra. But you can still smell it, but it doesn't smell like it's going to be insanely powerful. But I have had one of these and it has got a punch. It does pack a punch. Now, let's have a little bloody gargle with it. Get it around the old bloody tonsils. We'll see what we think. Wow. Jim Beam on steroids. That is Jim Beam on steroids. That is hot-rodded. Full all-enveloping. It's weird. It's a journey, which is still going on. And I swallowed it over 10 seconds ago. Beautiful. Right. So it has got certain qualities in keeping with the Jim Beam. But obviously, more oak spice, more essence of the barrel because it's aged for a lot longer. I think Jim Beam, is he 4 or 5 years? I'm not sure. I think the black label's 6. So probably Jim Beam White's probably about 4 years, something like this. So this is over double the aging process. And it's small batch as well. So probably a lot more close. Jim Beam's good anyway, but a lot more closer attention to chuffing detail. But yeah, it wallops you. Immediate. There's no delay. Bang. Full mouth feel. And deep, spicy, but that's not harsh. That's smooth as silk. That's a really, really good one. And then that you can taste that extra alcohol that it has got. 50%, 100% chuffing proof because it's evaporating. You will leave it to linger in your mouth so long it's evaporating. Completely dries your mouth out. But then it's almost as if that kickstarts your salival glands and then all of a sudden your mouth becomes exceedingly juicy. But it's a very, very interesting experience and a beautiful experience. Very, very nice. I can't say enough about it. That's chuffing, built, man. And by the time you get to the second mouthful, the first one's a bit shocking. If you've just been like drinking 40%ers and stuff like this, like a Tamnavulin or a blended or something like that, and you go to that. Not saying it's better, it's just a lot different, powerful, and it puts you on back foot a little bit. But once you acclimatise to it and you're up to speed on it, then it becomes, I enjoy it first mouthful anyway, but that's a lovely chuffing drink. But don't drink too many of them. Jesus Christ, you'll be chuffing pissed off your flaming noodle after a few of them. But yeah, last thing I want to say really is just before Charlie went to this party, we took him out on bloody, he's got this like bloody brand new scooter courtesy of chuffing grandparents. And he's been out on that. We took him to the local bloody park, like did a few chuffing laps. And he'll go in first lap, he says, this is a steady one. Then second one, he says, I want to crank it up a bit, Dad, I want to crank it up a bit. And that third one, and chuffing went for it. Nearly fell off bloody 4 times. Just imagine a young Valentino Rossi with sprained wrists, sprained ankles. He's had about half a bottle of chuffing Knob Creek number 9, and then he decides to try and do his fastest lap. Because that's what it looked like. He was chuffing all over the place. All onto that bloody scooter, 2-wheel scooter, about skin of his chuffing safe. He's chuffing. By the time he finished that lap, he used his curly hair, it was straight. It straightened his hair out. It was that chuffing death-defying and bloody exhilarating. But I chuffing love it. Ladies and gentlemen, it's been a bloody pleasure. I weren't going to do this, but the opportunity arose. I thought, screw it, let's chuffing do it. You know, I like that. That's a new Big Al saying. I thought, screw it, let's chuffing do it. You know what I mean? In for a penny, in for a chuffing pound. Right, have a chuffing great life, a great day. Chill out in the chuffing sunshine, ladies and gentlemen, and chuffing. I'll catch you buddy later for another buddy. Going to see me mate Stuart later on in the week. Probably Wednesday night. Might take the chuffing camera, at shades and a chuffing bottle of something, and we might see if we can get him on a vid. The wild man of the chuffing pampas. Can't promise it, but it might just come off. So, later sunshine, sweethearts.